Hello friends, a very warm welcome to all of you, right here on your very own military history channel. This video is a special one. It's our introduction before we dive deep into the book, chapter by chapter. So listen carefully and don't forget, you can watch this video as many times as you want to make sure everything stays fresh in your mind. And for those who want the PDF of the book, just call the number you see on the screen. Friends, one last thing. Start your preparation today. The sooner you begin, the stronger you'll be. Alright, let's not waste time. Let's get started with this video. July 1987. India sends thousands of soldiers across the sea to Sri Lanka. The mission had a clear name, the Indian Peacekeeping Force. But what started as peacekeeping soon became one of India's toughest battles, a fierce counter-insurgency war. Before we jump into the full story, let's step back for a moment. Why did India go? What really happened? And why does it matter even today? Stay with me, because this story is about peace, war, and the lessons India could never forget. Just across India's southern coast lies Sri Lanka, a beautiful island. But in the 1980 asset was a land in deep trouble. For years, the Sinhalese majority and the Tamil minority struggled to live together peacefully. On paper, it was about language, jobs, and political rights. But in reality, it was about identity, about survival. The Tamils felt cornered, ignored, and discriminated against. The Sinhalese, on the other hand, feared losing control of their country. Out of this tension, anger turned into militancy. And then, from the shadows, rose one of the world's most feared insurgent groups, the LTTE, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam. They didn't just want rights. They wanted a completely separate homeland, carved out of Sri Lanka's north and east. By the mid-1980s, violence wasn't occasional, it was everywhere. Ambushes on soldiers, bombings in cities, political leaders assassinated. Entire villages caught in the crossfire. The brutality of the LTTE shocked the world. They built a reputation for fierce discipline, suicide bombings, and a ruthless goal. Nothing less than an independent Tamil Eelam. And while all this was happening, the consequences spilled over into India. For India, this wasn't just a neighbor's problem anymore. It was on India's doorstep. And very soon, New Delhi would be forced to make a choice. By 1987, the bloodshed in Sri Lanka had reached dangerous levels. Entire regions were slipping out of control. India could no longer just watch from across the sea. So in July 1987, history was made. Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi of India and President J.R. Jaffna of Sri Lanka signed a landmark deal, the Indo-Sri Lanka Accord. The promise was simple yet powerful. A ceasefire to stop the killings, the disarming of militant groups, including the LTTE, and a return to normal life for ordinary Sri Lankan Tamils and Sinhalese. As part of this deal, India sent in thousands of soldiers, the Indian Peacekeeping Force, or IPKF. Their task? Keep the warring sides apart, oversee the truce, and give peace a chance. At first, everything looked hopeful. Indian troops marched into Sri Lanka. Crowds cheered and garlanded soldiers. For many, the IPKF was seen as a friend, a savior. But peace was short-lived. The LTTE, which had agreed on paper, had no real intention of giving up its weapons or its dream of Tamil Eelam. What began as cooperation quickly turned to suspicion, and then open hostility. In just weeks, the LTTE that India had come to protect became the enemy India had to fight. October 1987. The fragile peace collapsed. The LTTE, once seen as a partner, turned its guns on the Indian army. In an instant, the IPKF's mission changed. What was meant to be peacekeeping had become all-out war. The fiercest battles erupted in the north. In the city of Jaffna, the LTTE's stronghold and symbol of power. The Indian army launched a massive operation to capture it. Streets turned into battlegrounds. Every house, every alley, every corner was a potential trap. This was no ordinary war. The IPKF faced a deadly enemy skilled in guerrilla tactics. Fighters melted into the local population. Ambushes hid convoys in the dark. Roads were mined. Booby traps waited at the most unexpected places. And then there was something new and terrifying, the LTTE's suicide squads, among the first in the world. They struck without warning, ready to give their lives just to take others with them. For the Indian Army, this was a brutal education, India's first real test of modern counter-insurgency on foreign soil. The cost was heavy. Brave soldiers gave their lives far away from home. Among them was Major R. Parameshwaran, who fought with extraordinary courage and was posthumously awarded the Param Veer Chakra, India's highest military honor. His sacrifice became a symbol of the IPKF struggle. The war in Sri Lanka was no longer about keeping peace. It was survival, one street, one battle, one life at a time. By 1990, the IPKF came home. But not without sacrifice. Over 1,200 Indian soldiers never returned. Thousands more were wounded. Politics sealed the mission's fate. Both the Sri Lankan government and the LTTE demanded India's withdrawal. At home, public opinion had turned against the war. Yet, this chapter left behind hard lessons. Political and military goals must be crystal clear. Modern counterinsurgency needs better gear, sharper intelligence, and above all, public support. But beyond the lessons, one truth shines brightest: the bravery of Indian soldiers. In a foreign land, under impossible odds, they fought with honor. The IPKF story is not just about war. It's about sacrifice and the price of peace. The story of the IPKF in Sri Lanka is bigger than just battles. It is about geography, politics, diplomacy, insurgency, and above all, the courage of Indian soldiers. In this series, we'll go step by step, from the land and its people, to the rise of the LTTE, to the operations on the ground, and finally, the lessons India carried home. This is not just history. This is a story of choices, sacrifice, and consequences. And now, we begin at the beginning. Chapter 1: The Land and the People. Stay tuned, because in the next video, we'll dive chapter by chapter into the prescribed book. Until then, keep watching, keep learning. Jai Hind.